Butter my bread and call it toast. The Maui News Sports Report is back full blast with the beginning of MIL football, and what an opening weekend it was. The Oregon Rubber Ducky Duck, Hawaii 5-0, and this beautiful championship hat given to me by my beautiful wife, Denise, on her travels to the Windy City of Chicago, all make their debuts this week in the first full edition of the Maui News Sports Report. I'm Rob Colias, he's Jordan Helly, and here we go. So when you smile when you take a bath, watch your speed, and tip your hat to the Blackhawks and settle in for some good old-fashioned fun. We have to start with just an amazing night, Saturday night in Lahaina at Sue D. Cooley Stadium. It's only 2 games old, but it was a night that the Kamehameha Maui faithful will never forget, and really just a standout night for their program. I happened to be sitting next to their offensive coordinator. The Warriors battled for 48 minutes down to a dramatic final goal line stand in the last 2 minutes of an 11-7 win for the Warriors. And Jordan Helly, I've got to ask you, man, has it sunk in yet?
A little bit, and the reality that it's just the first game of the season, and there's a lot of football left to be played. Lahaina Luna is going to be right there at the end of the season, and they're going to continue to get better, and that's a really good football team, and they're well coached as usual, and you'll see them develop because they're really young, and for them, I think by the end of the season they're going to be so much improved, and we saw how good they can be in the non-league games, and for us, I thought it was just a really good opportunity for our kids to just kind of reap the benefits of a lot of hard work. It's really a tip to the cap of the kids up at Kamehameha who put in the preparation, put in the work in the offseason, and last night it kind of shone through.
And it came down to a final dramatic play with 1 minute and 18 seconds left. Etuati Storer rolls out. Ikaika Changki and Kamuela Kaniaupio track him down, stop him short on 4th and goal. It was the 4th play from the 7-yard line or closer that you guys were able to make the stop on, and your defense was just incredible. And like you said, the Lunas will be back. They had a ton of penalties for 109 yards, which was basically about half of the yardage they gained, and they really shot themselves in the foot over and over and over again. But I can't take anything away from just a dramatic night for the Warriors of Kamehameha. I'm down there. I see Leo Delatorre, the original coach in that program's history, and I said, "Hey, Leo, you guys ever beaten Lahaina Luna?" Never. First time ever, and it's a huge statement. The Warriors are on top of Division II at 1-0. King Kekalike and the Lunas are both 0-1, and you guys are in the driver's seat for that first round crown.
Yeah, and that's what we kind of told the kids, is the fact that the hard work kind of starts now, and you can't just kind of rest on one victory. Obviously, a pretty big victory for the kids, but the hard work starts, and it doesn't mean a whole lot if you can't continue that and finish out things through the rest of the season. So it'll be a tough road. It'll be tough sledding. We saw King Kekalike with a lot of flashes last weekend against Maui High. We know Lahaina Luna will be there. You mentioned all those penalties. They're going to clean that up. They definitely will. And Storer, I really like him as a young freshman quarterback. I mean, he plays well beyond his years.
No doubt about it. That Lahaina Luna running game is going to come along as well. It didn't really ever quite click like we're used to on Saturday night. And I gotta tip my cap to Logan Cabanilla Aracayos. 2 big interceptions, and your defense, after a miscue on a punt, your defense came up big. Lahaina Luna was in business with 3.5 minutes to go at Kamehameha's 38-yard line. They got down to the 5-yard line, and your defense did the job. Talked to a very happy and emotional Cody Nakamura after the game. You can read some of his quotes in Sunday's paper, but I want to share just a couple that did not make the paper. And Ikaika Chonki's touchdown to put you guys on top with 5:39 to play. Cody said it felt great, absolutely great. You know, we've been working on that all year. The offense finally clicked and started opening holes for him, and he's just a tough SOB. He's just a tough SOB, and he runs like a bat out of hell. That's why he's there. He plays every special teams, defense and offense. He's our guy. And, of course, Cody was referring to Ikaika Chonki, who was then in on the final stop. He played unbelievably all night long. He looks like a star in this league in the making, and I really think he's got a chance to make some big, just some big noise. And Cody Nakamura on the final stop, it was huge. We just preached doing 1 through 11, and everybody did their job on that play, and it just worked out for us. And then I asked Cody, final question of the night, as his young daughter, Evelyn, 3 years old, what a cutie, was in his arms. I said, is this the biggest win of your career so far? And he said, so far, I'd say yeah, but I'd like to say it's just a long way to go, so we'll measure that as the season goes on. And Jordan, that's the theme here. We're so early in the season, and Maui High had an unbelievable performance by a guy who's going to clearly be a force all year in Sewanee Valhalla.
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the league is pretty balanced, as we saw over the course of that opening weekend. Sewanee Valhalla, maybe the best individual performance of anybody in that opening weekend on both sides of the football. You throw in the 272 rushing yards. Whew. It was at 3 rushes over like 30 yards. The first 2 times he touched the ball, 43, 42-yard jaunts. And when he gets the football, he is perhaps as dangerous as anybody really around the state with the ball in his hands, with his speed and the power. I mean, just the way he can run through tackles and get around you on the edge. It's kind of a scary combination, and he was the best player on the field on both sides of the ball in that contest on Thursday night against Kincaid Kaulike and for Valhalla. You know, he's just going to keep getting stronger. They, I would imagine, are going to use him a lot on offense as that passing game kind of develops. But with Valhalla running the football, this Maui High team can go very, very far as they try to defend that Division I championship.
Definitely brought back memories of Curtis Lee and the ground and pound attack of old. And Sewanee finished the night with a 61-yard touchdown that kind of sealed the deal in a 45-15 win over Kincaid Kaulike. And Kincaid showed some flashes. Obviously, we mentioned the Lunas. And, you know, Baldwin had a tough game against a very good Mission Viejo team filled with Division I guys. They finished ranked 9th last season by the OC Register in all of Southern California, and you could really see why on Friday night.
Yeah, and all of Southern California, not just Orange County, San Diego, the Los Angeles, the Inland Empire. I mean, that is pretty darn impressive for Mission Viejo to be ranked that high. And that, I mean, it's a nationally recognized program under Bob Johnson. For the Diablos, they come in, obviously, with a Johnson at quarterback. He was throwing it all over the park. But for Baldwin, I think a really good opportunity to face a quality passing attack, to face some really good size on the line as well. We saw some flashes of them moving the ball a bit with Chase Akaka Foster at their quarterback position, just a sophomore taking over for his brother. And La'ako Hanohano Davis, who you would imagine is going to get some more touches on offense as well, that 80-yard kick return. Yeah. So just a really good opportunity for Baldwin to kind of build for a team that's filling in a lot of new faces, obviously under a new head coach in Po Hai Lee, and a team that I think, much like everybody else in the league, is going to be building throughout the year, and a team just like about the other 4 who you could see a lot of improvement week to week just because they're so young.
No doubt about it. And do not be fooled by 53-0 and 63-7. The 2 Bears scores that was against Kamehameha Kapalama and, of course, Mission Viejo, as we just talked about. Baldwin will be ready. They go to Lahaina Luna, and you know that game this coming week takes on huge meaning with Maui High already 1-0 in Division I, and Baldwin having yet to play an MIL game, and the Lunas at 0-1, just a huge early season game. Excuse me, this week in Lahaina, and the season is underway. It's going to keep on going, and we saw some fun on the friendly aisle. Molokai 8-man team showed why they are the favorites to unseat Seabury this year with an impressive win over Kohala.
Yeah, if there were a statewide poll of 8-man football teams, obviously just in Maui County and the Big Island, the two leagues that are sanctioning 8-man football, Molokai would probably be getting the most first-place votes. They'd probably be at number one in an 8-man football power rankings. They bring back so much. Duvachel Andrade at quarterback and Anna Victorino at fullback. I mean, this is a team that is probably Alden Abafo, that's right, who kind of complements that inside-outside running game of Molokai. They're probably as physical as just about anybody in the state, 8 or 11 man, and beating a good team out of the Big Island with a lot of athletes. Molokai really kind of rounding into gear, and you love the non-league games early in the season for those kids. They get to play a little bit of a different look, and hosting the game, as always, on the Friendly Isle, a great opportunity for them. So I can't wait for the 8-man season to start. That's always one of my favorite events to attend, and Molokai is going to be right there, along with, of course, Seabury, who hasn't lost a game yet in their 8-man football history. You throw in Lanai and of course, Hana, always tough. It'll be a lot of fun again this year.
No doubt about it. And 8-man starts in earnest later this month, and then league play starts in September. And, man, football will be on top of cross country as it starts, girls volleyball as it starts, and we'll be here the whole way. What a fun day it was. What a fun weekend it was opening MIL play. Again, congratulations to my man Jordan Helly. Huge win for Kamehameha Maui in their program's development. I'm Rob Coleus. Follow me on Twitter at BaldHeadTruth, and follow Jordan on Twitter at Jordan Helly. And that's our report for this week. And send us your bobbleheads.